Imagine you are a senior officer in the military and your phone vibrates with a terrifying message. You see a low-quality photo of 4 of your soldiers tied up in a dark basement. The message says they will be executed in 10 minutes if you do not meet a list of demands. You do not even have enough time to check if those soldiers are actually missing. Your heart is racing and the pressure is unlike anything you have ever felt. In this moment of pure panic, your instinct is to believe what your eyes are showing you. But what if that image was never captured by a camera lens? What if every pixel in that photo was manufactured by a machine that does not know the difference between a tragedy and a joke? This is the front line of a new kind of conflict that is happening every single day on our screens. We are living through a global war for truth where the weapons are not bullets, but digital files that look perfectly real. For a long time, we followed a simple rule: seeing is believing. We trusted that a photograph was a physical record of a moment in time. But that trust is being shattered by technology that can create anything from a giraffe in a sweater to a fake video of a world leader. This change is moving faster than our ability to process it. We are going to explore how we can fight back against this digital fog. We will look at how the laws of math and physics can act as a shield against deception. We will discover that even the most advanced artificial intelligence makes mistakes that the physical world never would. It is a journey from feeling like a helpless hostage of social media to becoming a sharp-eyed defender of the truth. On the surface, we believe that digital images are just pictures we look at for information or fun. The surface concept here is that technology has simply made it easier to edit photos, just like people used to do with airbrushes in the past. We look at a viral image and assume that if it looks realistic, it probably happened. On the surface, it seems like the problem is just a few bad actors making deepfakes to play pranks or cause trouble. We see a headline and a photo together and our brains instantly connect them as proof of a fact. This surface view tells us that the internet is a giant library where we go to learn about the world. We assume that if something is shared by thousands of people, it must have been verified by someone along the way. But this surface level of thinking is exactly what makes us vulnerable. We treat social media like a public square, but on the surface, we miss the fact that it is actually a marketplace designed to steal our attention. We assume that the noise we see in a blurry photo is just a result of a bad camera, but the surface view hides a much more complex mathematical reality. Behind this surface view of seeing is believing lies a hidden assumption that technology is a neutral tool. We often assume that the people who build these powerful AI models have our best interests in mind. But the hidden truth is that generative AI does not understand the world at all. It is a statistical engine that turns random noise into patterns that look like things we recognize. It does not know about gravity, light, or human suffering. We assume that because we are smart, we can always spot a fake. The hidden reality is that AI-generated images are becoming so good that the human eye can no longer tell the difference. There is a hidden assumption that digital means exact, but the hidden truth is that every natural photo carries a unique fingerprint of the electronic sensor that created it. We assume that social media is a free service, but the hidden reality is that the cost is our collective trust in reality. This hidden logic suggests that we are being fed digital junk food that keeps us angry and distracted, so we keep clicking. When we look at an image of 4 soldiers, we assume the danger is in the basement, but the hidden truth is that the danger is in the device in our hand. This leads us to a structural pattern of how AI models are built and how they fail. We see a pattern where AI learns by reversing noise. It takes a chaotic mess of pixels and tries to find a shape. This structural process leaves behind a mathematical trail. If you look at the magnitude of the noise residual, you can often see star-like patterns that would never appear in a natural photo. This is a structural telltale sign. We see another structural pattern in the way light and geometry work. In the real world, parallel lines must meet at a single vanishing point. Because AI is just guessing based on statistics, it often creates scenes where the lines go in different directions. We see the same structural failure in shadows. In a real photo, a line drawn from a shadow back to the object must point directly to the light source. AI frequently breaks these laws of physics because it does not know what a light source actually is. We see a pattern where technology is being used to rip us apart by sowing distrust. This is a structural habit of unregulated platforms that promote lies over truth because lies are more exciting to share. By recognizing these patterns, we can see that the fight for truth is actually a fight for the laws of physics. We can reframe our entire perspective by seeing ourselves as digital detectives rather than passive consumers. Instead of being afraid of what we see, we can reframe our curiosity to look for the mathematical glitches in the matrix. We can reframe the act of scrolling through social media as a high-risk activity that requires a safety check. Imagine treating a viral photo with the same caution you would use for a strange link in an email. We can reframe the role of journalists and fact-checkers as essential workers who protect the information ecosystem. Reframing our relationship with our phones means realizing that we have agency. We are not just hostages of the algorithm. We can reframe the standard of truth by supporting international credentials that prove where a photo came from. This perspective shift allows us to move from a state of constant anxiety to a state of active verification. We stop asking, "Is this real?" and start asking, "Where is the physical evidence of its creation?" Applying this to your daily life starts with the very simple act of taking a breath before you hit the share button. You can apply the principle of digital hygiene by limiting your news intake to reliable, professional sources instead of social media feeds. Think of social media as a place for entertainment, like a movie theater, not a place for facts. You can apply the idea of physical anomalies by training your eye to look for weird shadows or lines that do not match up when you see a suspicious image. Even if you are not a math expert, you can ask yourself, "Does the light in this picture make sense?" You can apply the quit the habit rule by deleting apps that make you feel angry or confused. If you cannot quit, at least do not let them be your primary source of information. Apply this by talking to your friends and family about how easy it is to be deceived. When you see a family member sharing a fake story, gently point out the noise or the lack of a vanishing point. This is not about being right, it is about protecting your loved ones from being part of the problem. By building these habits, you are helping to clean up the information pollution that surrounds us. It is helpful to remember that while the technology for faking is powerful, the technology for detecting is also getting stronger. There are dedicated teams of scientists working every day to make these tools available to the public. We are moving from a world of blind trust to a world of verified trust. The war for truth is not one that we have to lose. We are at a fork in the road where we can choose to let technology tear us apart, or we can choose to demand better standards. The future of our democracy and our society depends on our ability to tell what is real from what is fake. We are finding that the most important human instinct is not just to believe what we see, but to seek the truth that lies beneath the pixels. We are all part of this larger solution every time we choose to be careful, skeptical, and honest. The chilling message on social media only has power if we let it bypass our critical thinking. By slowing down and looking for the star-like patterns of the artificial, we reclaim our reality. If you were to look at the very last image you saw on your phone today and apply the rules of physics to the shadows and the lines, what small detail would suddenly make you wonder if you were looking at a memory or a machine?